The weather has been very strange this year. Specifically this summer, it took quite a while to get summer hot here in Arizona. I know there were places still getting winter-esque weather, May, June. Whoa, okay. Well, now that it's hit the end of June, I feel like summer has officially arrived. We are definitely in a place where we want to probably wear a little less clothing because it's freaking hot, might be humid where you live. So I thought it would be the perfect time to give you some of my top tips for wearing less clothes this summer. Let's just dive right into it. Welcome to the Intuitive Eating Mama podcast. I'm your host, Jennifer D'Amato. I am an intuitive eating counselor and I'm also a mom to four. This podcast is not just for mamas, it's for all women who are ready to ditch diets, ditch the scale and food guilt forever, and instead invite peace with food, increase their body trust, and confidence in all of her choices. I believe this show is going to shed some light on sneaky ways diet culture has infiltrated your thoughts, your family, and your well-being. No matter the episode, I want you to walk away feeling informed, inspired, and encouraged. So whether you're taking a walk, washing the dishes, or carting kids around, let's dive into the latest episode on the Intuitive Eating Mama podcast. All right, I have come up with my top 10 tips for wearing less clothes. Are you ready? This might be one that you want to write some things down. Cool. I love that. That was a little Jake Peralta from Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Anyone out there? Cool. Okay. Anyway, this also might be one you want to listen to and decide, where do I want to start? What's most important to me? And pick that one thing you can do. What I encourage my clients to do is find the easiest one. Who doesn't love an easy win to start building that confidence? I love that. There is no shame in saying this was really easy to do. And now I feel like I could add something else in. That's a great approach to this work. And I'll tell you, I don't have any particular order for these, which is why it's find what works for you and start there. Speaking of starting, let's start with tip number 1 for wearing less clothing. Prioritize comfort. If the clothes don't fit or you don't feel good in them, they don't feel good on, you'll be thinking about the clothing. You'll be thinking about your body, how your body looks in them all day. You'll be more focused on the thing you don't want to be focusing on. So, as best you can, let go of the size. I'd like to say completely ignore it. I mean, I know that might not be possible, but as best you can, ignore the size. Let go of the size. Prioritize comfort. It has been a huge win to be comfortable. And, think about, what are you going to be doing? What does the day look like, when choosing your clothing? Are you sitting at a desk all day long and maybe something flowy and loose feels really, really good? And you're able to wear something like a skirt or a dress. I'm telling you, prioritizing comfort helps you focus on your body less. All right, tip number 2, start where you are at right now. Now, for some people, you might be like, I am ready for the shorts. I'm going to put them on. This is the summer of, showing my legs. Haven't done that in years. Great. But if that's not where you are, maybe you are like, I think I'm just going to try wearing a sleeveless top or a tank top. You'll see me talk about two-piece, bikinis or two-piece bathing suits, however you want to phrase it. And you're like, I'm not there because I've not even allowed myself to wear a one-piece bathing suit without covering myself completely up. And this year, I feel like I'm going to wear the bathing suit and not put the cover up on, or I'm going to, put something on the bottom, but not completely cover every inch of me feeling like I need to do that. Start where you are right now. There's some great ideas I just saw on Instagram recently. Like if you want to wear the sleeveless, but you're still, not feeling comfortable showing your arms, cute little cardigans that are, summery and loose, kimonos, that's the word. Like they're so cute. And I'm kind of tempted to get one though. I'm at a place for me where I'm like, I'm going to show my arms. I'm going to have the arms out there. Doesn't matter what they look like. Doesn't matter what the skin's looking like. I'm just showing them. But if you're not there, it doesn't matter where you're starting. It's just that you're doing something for yourself that feels really, really good. All right. Number 3. You ready? It kind of goes in line with number 2, but starting where you feel safest. So we're talking about starting where you're at right now, but also feeling safe. Maybe you want to wear the shorts. You're like, no, I'm ready for that. Like, I want to do that, but I want to do that at home. I don't really feel comfortable wearing them out yet, but I'm, kind of working on my own body image stuff right here in the comfort of my home. You know, you can make decisions based on the event, maybe who's going to be there, even how you're feeling that day. This process, talking about body image, talking about food freedom, all of this, it's not a linear process. What's important is you're making progress in the direction you want to go. I can remember those shorts when my body had really changed. I wore them at home, but I was still covering my legs when I went out. I was wearing tops that may have shown my midsection after I had gained weight at home. And now, well, I feel really comfortable. I feel really confident. There are some days like it's a meh day, so I might make a different decision on a different day. But for the most part, I'm honoring where I am. And I'm also, understanding and respecting the process of feeling safe and comfortable as you're stepping into this work. All right, we've made it to tip number 4. Try something new. So for me this year, it is the summer of skirts and flowy dresses. And specifically skirts because it's something I just haven't worn in so long. And I was like, I really want to just freshen up my wardrobe a little bit and also feel really comfortable and confident. So maybe for you, something new is wearing the shorts. Maybe something new for you is that sleeveless or, spaghetti strap top. But try something new. I think, we can be a little adventurous or a lot adventurous with our clothing and still be honoring that we're working through this process. All right, tip number 5. We're like at the halfway mark already. Are you ready for it? I am always a huge advocate for seeing all size bodies represented, especially, in the place I'm spending the most time. And for me, that's like online. It's on social media. I mean, I'm just not out doing a whole lot of things. And I feel like the world does have all body types. So if I'm going to be online and communicating with people, sharing what I do, answering DMs, I want to see all bodies in my feed. You know what this can help with? This can help you visualize the clothing on your own body. That's what it's done for me. I've shared fashion influencers that I love in all body types. If you can't find someone, hit me up in the DMs because I have a list of amazing female content creators showing all of the fashion in all body types. All right, we are working on tips for wearing less clothing this summer, and we've made it to tip number 6. Check out clothing brands that provide options for all body types. This has been a value of mine. This has been something that I've really been paying more attention to lately. I do want to highlight one company. You've probably heard me talk about them if you follow me on Instagram. That's Knix. NYX is probably most well known for their period underwear. And I would say it's called LeakProof. It's great for the period underwear. It's great for sweating. It's great for the lady like me who's had the 4 kids and goes, okay, things just aren't quite the same anymore down there. But they also have amazing other clothing options. They have some shapewear. I've tried one. I like it. I have a great bodysuit from them, but I am in love with their sports bras and the leak-proof panties. This company values bodies of all shapes and sizes and abilities. I am so unbelievably grateful just to have partnered with them, to be able to share with you. And if you go in the show notes, you will see some codes specifically for the panties, for the bras. You are going to absolutely love them. Love them. Be sure to follow them on Instagram too. I love their content. I'm so grateful. And they're cute, ladies. We don't need to feel frumpy in our undergarments. Can I get an amen for that? We should feel confident and comfortable in our undergarments as well. Okay. You've probably checked out the show notes, checked out NYX. Let's move on to tip number 7. As best you can, use neutral language when doing the fit check in the mirror. Now, let's be honest, you're going to see more of your body when you're wearing less clothing. And I know that we want to make sure things are in place, right? We want to make sure that the outfit is, put together. But I know the mirror can be a struggle. So when I talk about neutral language, this can be really just factual. Like, these are my legs. You put the shorts on, you're wearing that skirt, and you're seeing your legs. And it can be as factual and neutral as just acknowledging, like, yep, these are my legs. It can be my arms have stretch marks. Like, this is neutral, factual. These are my arms. This is what my body looks like. I have a body. Neutral language. So, speaking of the mirror, tip number 8 is that you can actually just use that mirror to simply see the clothes, they're all in place, and move on. You don't need to spend any other time there. So, if you're focused on comfort, we talked about that a little bit ago here, right? You can ask, how do I feel in this outfit or the clothing that I'm wearing, instead of how do I look? I'm not negating that you want to look good. That sounds so simplistic. I was thinking of one of the content creators. Her name's Bonnie, and she's always like snatched. I feel like I just can't get away with that word. I don't know why. I've literally never said to myself in the mirror, I look snatched. It's just not something I would say. I'm like, this looks good. Maybe you want to feel sexy. Maybe you just want to feel snatched. But I want to encourage you. This is tip number 8. You can actually just focus on how you feel in the outfit or the clothing, not on how you look in it. Does that make sense? Try it out. If you're like, Jen, I don't see how that works, put something on, and before you look at all, ask yourself, how do I feel in this? Like, how does my body feel? Do I feel comfortable? Then you can go to the mirror if you want to and just make sure everything's in place and ask yourself again, like, how do I feel? Like, how does the clothing feel? Because you might want to work on just shifting away from using the mirror as a self check-in critique, right? If you find that you struggle at the mirror, this is a great shift that you can take. How do you feel? Not focused on how you look. Okay. Number 9, set boundaries with others. Oh, man. I'm going to keep my voice in check here and not yell. You're welcome. Set boundaries with others. No one has free reign to make comments about your body. I don't care who it is. No one has free reign to make comments about your body, about the clothing that you're wearing. No one has free reign to do this. No internet trolls, no mother-in-law, no friend, no coworker. You can set boundaries. You can say, I didn't ask for your comment. You can say, I would appreciate it if you'd keep your comments to yourself. You can set boundaries. I'm going to advocate about this for those who can't speak up. I'm going to talk about this more than maybe even you think I should. But we have crossed a line in our culture that there are strangers who think it's okay to make comments on someone's body. Like, this is where we are. I will not tolerate it at all. I will speak up for those who feel they can't speak, but I want to encourage you can set boundaries with others. All right, we have made it to my final tip in wearing less clothing. It is number 10. I don't have a drum roll sound, but if you want to make one, by all means, go ahead. Instead of focusing and always thinking about like where you want to be when it comes to body image, when it comes to what you're wearing, well, I wish I was as confident as, she is. She's wearing the 2-piece, she's wearing the crop top. Like, I wish I was there. I want to encourage you to focus on how far you've already come. And even better, you can just focus on being present right where you are. It could be a goal of yours, like, I want to wear the crop top. I want to feel really confident wearing a 2-piece. I want to be, feeling amazing that I'm wearing shorts outside of my home. But I know we can get caught up in the where you want to be and forget to just be present where we are and maybe give yourself some amazing credit for how far you've come. If you weren't wearing shorts at all and now you're wearing shorts at home, instead of focusing on, well, I wish I felt comfortable to wear them out of the home, how about you celebrate yourself for putting the dang shorts on? How about you celebrate yourself for not picking apart your body in the mirror? Or you celebrate, I literally only said one negative thing today and I moved on and I didn't spiral, and start picking everything apart and change my outfit 17 times. Celebrating how far you've come, acknowledging it even. You don't have to throw a party. That's just me. I'm a party thrower. But acknowledge how far you've come. Be present with where you are. You can still set those goals like, this is where I'd like to be, but I don't want that to become the thing that makes you feel caught up like you're not doing enough. It's not happening fast enough. I haven't healed my body image. If you are a client, you already know what I'm going to say. I'm going to take out my ball of yarn and talk about the untangling process that body image work is, that all of this work can be. I'm going to use that illustration time and time again because it applies so well, is that things can be going really well. You're making this progress. You might hit a snag. We don't want to get so caught up in the snag. We want to acknowledge those snags happen, but that when we can work through that and the time that we need to be able to move on. This work is worth it work, but it's work. I hope 1, 2, all, some of these tips were really helpful for you. Take what you need most. If you are just in a place where you're like, yeah, I'm literally just going to think about tip number 1 and prioritize comfort. Like, that's as far as I can get right now. High five. Yes. Great. If you're like, well, I've been working on this for a while and I'm going to try something new. I'm going to, buy the dang crop top or the 2-piece and I'm wearing it. Great. I love that. Find what you need most. You might want to re-listen, pick one. I believe no matter where you're starting, the fact that you're starting is amazing. It's absolutely amazing. All right, I hope this was helpful. I am so excited. I've got some fun things coming up in July on the podcast, and I can't wait to share that with you right back here next week. What if you had a peaceful and uncomplicated relationship with food? What if that meant you no longer stressed when sweets and sugar was in your house? What if you went out to eat without needing to know what's on the menu ahead of time? What if you trusted your body and you knew exactly what it needed and wanted? And what if you ditched diets and diet talk in your home once and for all? If you are ready to stop stressing and obsessing about food and stop the diet cycle in your life, then I think you will love my self-paced intuitive eating course, one bite at a time. Each module is packed with information, but not just information for knowledge, information to help you implement the principles of intuitive eating. In fact, here's what one of my clients had to say about this course. Carrie says, I think all the information is broken down into really easy to process segments, and there is plenty of time to work on each area. I can't believe how far I have come in such a short space of time. If you've been looking for a self-paced intuitive eating course that also gives you amazing support and encouragement throughout, this is exactly what you've been looking for. Head into the show notes wherever you're listening and click Intuitive Eating Course, or you can head to www.theintuitiveeatingmama.com/course. You'll find 2 payment plans so that you can fit it into your budget. And as a thank you for listening on the podcast, use coupon code IEMAMA for $200 off the pay in full option. I can't wait to welcome you into the intuitive eating course, one bite at a time.